Seattle Seahawks offensive lineman, Jake Curhan. If you'd like to talk to Jake, please go ahead and let me know in the chat. I'll call upon you and we'll get rolling. Go ahead and get started with David Bush from Bear Insider.
Hi, Jake. How's it going up there?
It's going well. The weather is beautiful and has been since I've been up here, so we'll see if that lasts. But everything's been going well.
Now, did you have a lot of teams that you could choose from once the draft ended? Was there some interest in, and why did you pick the Seahawks?
Yeah, there was definitely a good amount of interest. At the end of the day, I picked the Seahawks because I felt like there was a really good opportunity up here. There weren't a lot of draft picks, and offensive line was an area of need. So I felt like it was a good opportunity for me to go, show how I can help the team.
And are you having to learn different schemes and techniques? Is there a big transition in that regard up there?
Not, everything is much more detail oriented. I think that's just a product of being in an environment where football is your job, rather than something you've got to, mix with a full school and academic schedule. But in terms of, terminology, playbook, it's not all that different from what Coach Musgrave, had us running, and it's not. And I think that's a pretty consistent thing across the league. The same thing, the Senior Bowl terminology was very similar. When Coach Musgrave first came into Cal, a lot of the install sheets still had Raiders or Broncos logos on them. So, what we're running up here, and what is run at Cal and what's run across the NFL, I think is pretty similar to what we got going over in Berkeley.
Thanks very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Jake Curtis.
Yeah, Jake, reports right before the draft, some guy from NFL.com said you would have been drafted were it not for some medical issues with your heart. And obviously the Seahawks didn't have any issues with that. Can you sort of tell me what the deal is there?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I've known about for some time, and it's not something that's ever caused me to have any issues working out or playing. But I kind of unfortunate that it got tweeted out like that and that it ended up working out that way. But it's not something that I'm too concerned about. It's something that we've known about for some time.
Do you think it hurt your draft status at all?
I'm sure it did somewhat, and I'm sure some other things may have also. Going into the draft because of that and some other stuff, I had a pretty good idea that outcome was going to be what happened. It's unfortunate, but I'd rather have that be the outcome because of things that I can't control than things that I could.
And one other thing, before the draft, I understood that you were probably going to be moved to guard, but on the depth chart with the Seahawks, it looks like you're a tackle. Is that right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it really depends on, what team you were talking to, but a lot of teams actually saw me as a tackle first who had the flexibility to play guard. So at the Senior Bowl, they threw me in there just to, see how I would do on the inside and if I could do it. So far through minicamp, I've been playing mostly guard. The plan was to have me start mostly at tackle, but I think it's just going to be a mix of both of them for the most part.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah. I mean, whatever I can do to help the team and maximize my opportunity. I'm not as good at it yet as I am at tackle, but I also have, 40 games of experience there. So it's a new challenge. It's a new thing to learn. I'm excited to get working on it.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll go to Trace Travers from Rivals.
Yeah, Jake, good to see you. I did have the question, did the high school connection of you and Coach Carroll come up at all with you signing with the Seahawks?
Yeah, it did. Not, it wasn't a factor in the decision, but he called me the day after draft day, and we had a nice little conversation about Marin things, as I'm sure you're familiar. But Coach Carroll, big fan of Mount Tam.
Yeah, I can only imagine there. But since you've signed, what have the last 2 weeks looked like for you? I know you had mini camp this weekend.
Yeah, so since I signed, I was just training more, being ready to come up here, and then I got up here. What day is it? It's Sunday. I got up here on Wednesday. There was some COVID testing, making sure everyone's all good, lots of paperwork, physicals, all that. And then Friday and the last couple of days have just been kind of hitting the ground running on installs and practice and getting familiar with the facility and how everything works. But yeah, I mean, it's exciting for sure.
Is the mini camp, I guess, similar to going through Camp at Cal, or how different is it for you?
I would say it's a little different for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's only the rookies or some second year guys that they may have brought in from other places or who were on the practice squad here last year. So it's not nearly as many people as you would have in a camp or even a spring ball. So it's a lot more individual focused and no really sort of live reps. Everything's just helmets and shorts pretty much. But yeah, I mean, the installs are bigger and they're faster is the biggest difference, I would say.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, guys, anybody with any follow-ups? Go ahead and let me know in the chat if you would. Go ahead, Jake Curtis.
Yeah. What are the biggest differences for you between tackle and guard?
Yeah, the speed of everything. Everything happens a lot faster on the inside. I haven't had as much like the transition in the run game. I think has been easier because it's similar stuff. But in the pass game, I'm not the most athletically gifted individual in the world. But I was able to be successful at tackle because I understood my angles, I understood the plays and what I had to do there. And so it's, learning a whole different system of whether it's angles in the pass game or, what to expect given different looks. So once I see more, I'll be able to start picking that stuff up better and better, and I'll get better and better at the position. But just understanding the speed and angles of everything.
You don't have any concerns. Figure you'll be able to pick up guard situation.
Nope.
Okay, guys, anybody else? Okay,